Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another episode of Touching Base here on Fearless Games. Welcome back, everybody.
How are we doing, guys?
Good, pretty good. How's everyone going?
Warm.
Awesome.
Very warm.
Yes, so it's pretty warm out there.
Yeah,
Very humid.
I hope you're keeping cool in whatever place you're watching this, be it home, library,
Candyland.
prison.
Antarctica.
Antarctica?
If they're watching this show on YouTube in Antarctica, if you're watching from Antarctica, I love you.
You are a super fan. In fact, if you can prove you're in Antarctica, I will mail you a T-shirt I'll make.
Or
In
cookies.
fact, the
We'll
way
mail
to
you
prove
cookies,
it,
like straight
the
up.
way to prove it, send us ice.
That's not a way to prove it.
A big block of Antarctica.
How about they
ice.
make a video as a video response of I'm in Antarctica?
Send me a penguin.
You
Yes.
can't send penguins in the mail.
Penguins.
Put a penguin in an endurotherm and send it.
Enough with penguins.
No,
Okay.
it wouldn't
This
work.
time I said endurotherm.
Yeah, you did. You was the one who used the fun words.
Okay, so it's summertime. Stay cool, everybody, especially if you play with a lot of Forge World pieces because they hate the heat.
Yeah, they do.
Anything resin doesn't like.
Yep.
No. it
And
doesn't.
so, any news? Any big news going on right now?
If you haven't watched any of our videos and don't pay attention to anything and haven't been to a hobby store and just stop
Don't
paying attention to
use
your
the
hobby
internet.
and you
Yeah,
live
if you're-
under a rock,
If you're not actually into wargaming,
yeah, 6th edition is live for Warhammer 40K.
That's old news.
Yeah, but it's now officially live.
But that's still old news. But no, in all seriousness, yes, 6th edition is out. Me and the Stark Lord have played a game. I hope, hopefully, the video's posted before this one.
I mean,
And
hopefully we can make that happen.
We can do it right now. We'll get like a laptop. What happened?
possibly you're melting a little.
I'm melting.
And
It's that hot.
He's
so
made
my
of
hands
resin.
are melting.
oh, what a world, what a world.
and so
we
you're
can't
here,
do
and you were at the game as well.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, it was.
what are people's thoughts on 6th edition? Let's go with Stark Lord first.
Well, I guess my big thing is a lot of people were really hoping it'd be a much more tournament competitive version, and I'm really glad that it isn't, but it is. It's much more fluff oriented. It's much more crazy, big, fighty battles. It's what 40K is supposed to be. 40K is supposed to be fun and silly and explosion, not explosive explosion. So I think it's a lot of fun. I think it will work fine in tournament settings. I think people just need to give it time, but again, it's more about the fun and the silliness that is 40K, and I think it's a great game so far.
So your thoughts?
Alright, well, overall, I liked it. You know, it's still the same game. So, if you're one of those people that, sits at your computer and is all mad that you're getting a new edition because things are going to change and change is inherently frightening, stop that.
But I hate change.
Change.
Stop that.
I like change.
Cut it out. Get with the times. No, but it was good. You know, it has a couple of new rules that I thought were interesting. Like, you know, the wound allocation is one thing that everybody's talking about at this point. But I thought that was kind of cool because it was a little bit more, organic. Felt a little more real, visceral, as it were. But at the same time, it's not, you know, it's not going to be me sitting down going, I don't know how to play anymore, guys. I don't know how to do it. I'm still rolling a handful of d6s.
Handfuls.
Go.
Let's see. Like you said, I'm a very big fan of the wound allocation. It kind of changes people's tactics, and it can be no longer, oh, you got a dude filled with big guys for wounds. Oh, he's in the front, but all those bullets magically passed him to hit the dudes behind him instead. No, you put your dude in the front, he's gonna get shot. I like how assault works, so it kind of gives the non-assaulty army a chance at surviving the assault. And I like how line of sight works in terms of bullets and firing and such, and I feel like the tactics have gotten a lot better. And because there's so many different rules now, it reminds me of 3rd Ed, and that was when I really loved the game, and they kind of brought that back and added a narrative to it, and they made it in a sense where, oh crap, I'm fighting Space Marines, I can't win this game. No, there's always a chance to win. As we saw in the battle report, I pulled a tie.
Yep.
With 5 guys on the field.
I annihilated him down to 5 guys, and it was still a tie.
If this was 5th Ed, I would have lost, and it would have been a, haha, why'd you keep playing after turn 4?
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
Well, 6th edition. 6th edition is now 40K has always been, if you read the fluff, if you read the novels, which can be good or really bad depending on who wrote them, a narrative, if you will, and I think you will agree. And now the rules feel more narrative. The wound allocation is Jimmy Joe is in the front. And Jimmy Joe got shot in the head. Jimmy Joe is dead. I mean,
Bye, Jimmy Joe.
like it's no longer.
We didn't really like you anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
you were-
now, like it brings the narrative. The melted gunner was in the front to take the pot shot, but then it didn't work, and the tank shot him in the face. I mean, it's that
Yeah.
risk you take in war that you would take in war for this game, and sometimes it pans off, sometimes it doesn't. I like that. I also like the fact that assaulting now has tactics to it. Assaulting used to be, the tactics was assault with my assaulting guys and make sure I assault them first or I lose. Now you don't, you can actually, people have to counterattack those rules. It actually pays off to have those rules. Like assaulting is more of a tactic now than before it was just hit him with the big rock. And now it's more of, all right, I gotta get my guys in the front who has the lightning claw or else he's not gonna be very useful on the charge and stuff like that. It's more, there's more tactics to the game. Not that 40K lacked tactics. It's a whole level of nuance that 40K was missing in tactics. You feel more like you're making a difference aside from just a random dice rolls. Like, you know, that heavy bolter's in the back, he doesn't die when they get shot in the face. You know, because he's in the back shooting. But if they, you know, but you can flank it. If you flank, it actually has a benefit to flank enemy units.
Flanking
now.
actually really works properly now.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
So it just builds that narrative and it gives you the feel of, you know what, I have tactics that I use that make sense. Like, for example, I love outflanking with my Raven Wing. I usually just did it before to pop tanks. Now I can do it, oh, you're hiding your big assaulter in the back, just moving forward later. Too late, shot him in the face. You're hiding your big guns. Too late, shot him in the face. You're noticing a pattern, I shoot him in the face.
Yep.
He does a lot of facial
face shot.
shooting.
Right in this area.
Just
everywhere.
Just the money shot.
And so now,
Extra $50.
then one last bit of news before we get on to the topic here is, because of 6th edition's release, we're going to be starting our own online campaign called Legends of War.
Wait,
It's kind of like,
wait, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a celebration. And if you've ever read the White Wars or anything else in other games, Tale of 4 Gamers, it's like, you know, we happen to be 4 gamers, so it works.
Oh, hey.
Uh,
So we'll be doing it.
I was counting myself.
There you go.
You see, and we'll be having another video about that later, but it's happening, so stick around for it, and I think you guys will really like it, and it will also build off of what we've been doing lately with our videos of building an army.
Yep.
So, let's move on to our topic of the day, which
What is that?
well, we've talked about budgeting,
Okay.
we've talked about supplies,
Okay.
we've talked about building the army, now let's
Alright.
talk about transporting the army.
Wait,
I think
You
they
just-
figured that out by what's on the
you
table.
just
Is
pick
that
them
what
up,
this is
right?
for?
Wait, hold on. You just pick them up, right? And you walk with them.
Make a
in
little
hand.
Katamari out of them and roll it
No,
down
you
the
don't.
street?
You don't roll them. You do,
don't?
in a sense, pick them up though.
You put them in a plastic bag and just kind of swing it around as you go, right?
Yeah, or double bag it for safety in case there's a hole in the bottom.
Make sure it's
Ye-
paper because you got to be, eco-friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, if you work at a Zappa-Gap factory.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
They're gonna break completely in a bag like that. So we're gonna talk about transporting them safely.
You're saying Zappa-Gap employees get discounts on the glue.
I have no idea.
I don't-
We really don't know. If there's a Zappa-Gap employee, in
Please
existence,
let us
tell
know.
You know,
And
we'll be your friend.
And I need a job.
You want to work in a glue factory?
It's better than what I was doing before.
Well, you don't like horses, so you might like that.
I don't think they make it out of horses anymore, especially not super glue.
They should. Anyway.
So let's first go off of the don'ts.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll start with the classic don't.
Okay.
You want to start?
I still think we should start with the
The
worst
Let's start.
possible
Okay,
idea.
we'll start with the worst possible idea. Here
so
we go.
this here is what I was using for pretty much 3 years, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl who was, I was just getting into the hobby, and she's like, well, you need something to carry your guys, right? Well, I got you something, and she gives me this, and
Which, very nice thinking.
Very
Yeah,
nice, great
nice
idea,
gesture.
It was, and it's not a bad case.
it's just that, do you wanna just
Do the honor?
grab one? Grab
Okay,
one.
here we go. I know you guys can't see this because we're not going to zoom in, but we got
Yeah.
some paint chipping, some missing hands.
Basically, we just
Scout.
today started calling this thing the, does anybody have any glue box?
Oh, here's a hand. I
Yeah,
found
there
his
we go,
hand.
there we go.
We found a hand.
It comes down to the fact that every time I would show up with this thing, the first words out of my mouth as I started to take my army out would be, "Anybody got any glue?"
And if you notice, they're not very secure, so you don't want to transport paint or glue in that as well, because then you have the glue all over.
And then you will have a Katamari in there.
I don't know if you can hear that. Your army transport should not be making that sound.
Now, granted, these cases are phenomenal for carrying bits
yeah.
and your hobby supplies.
Anything not put together already.
I don't
Or
recommend
liquid.
a case like that for paint, though.
No.
They
You probably want to do like the tackle box.
Yeah,
Tackle boxes are a
But
good
like
choice for
your
that.
bits, your tools, stuff like that, anything
Fantastic
you're
for
working
that.
on is awesome.
Just
Not your
army.
finished models.
There's a deep pot of paint in here sideways.
Yeah, see?
Do we want to?
No, it's gonna go everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an idea of something that, great for transporting and all that, but not specifically
models.
for finished models.
Never.
Now, this is the classic. People still use this. I used it for years without any issues, but...
The box, the
the
cardboard
box.
box.
So low budget, be careful out
This one actually was my original mailing box for one of my Exorcists. Yep,
course.
but just shoebox, same thing. Just throw everything in here. It's a terrible idea because again, with no foam, things just shake around. I got paint and some unpainted models in here. That's probly a bad idea.
Some people tend to
paint 'em.
use some
could
people.
paint 'em.
This is probably a great
They'll
idea.
get painted eventually when I shake it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a great idea
paint, right?
Yeah,
if you
totally.
want to put a little bit of effort into
looks like.
securing the box.
Yes.
Put a little bit of foam, some
Yeah.
bubble wrap, stuff like that. It can be
This
a good
can
versatile.
work, yeah.
It's not great against wet conditions.
Absolutely not.
And it's generally not a secure way because it's not really an easy way to keep the box from opening.
Again, it breaks that sound rule.
But in a pinch with no money, it's better than that.
Yeah.
Because you can keep it straight and just walk careful.
And you can fill with foam or bubble wrap,
Yes,
and then
yeah.
it does make an okay transport for a short period of time.
Right.
Like,
Until you get
there's
the
a
good
reason
one.
they ship in that. Granted, they're not finished models, but there's a reason they ship
Yeah.
stuff like this. And if it's the final icing on the cake, as well, let's say you do have a transport case already, but you have that one model is a little bit too big or it just won't fit. You can't. That's fine. You
Yeah.
set it up to be like that model's little home, and it'll work just fine.
I personally did that. This used to carry my Penitent engines because they just do not fit in anything ever.
And so let's go with the thing that's underneath that. This is like the next step up. This is a fairly cheap idea, which is gun cases.
Gun
Yes.
cases are good.
You go to sporting goods stores and you can get a couple of these, usually like
Oh,
$20, $25.
Problems.
It's
And
okay. He's
boom.
not painted.
And
Sorry.
these are great like for Battlefleet Gothic and stuff like that, or small armies. Like
Yeah.
say if you're playing a bunch of Deathwing, this would be a great option for this
definitely
kind
work.
of stuff.
The outside is solid.
You
can
could throw
knock
this
it
down a
around,
staircase.
And the inside has foam, which is
Yep.
important.
Yep, and it's easily cuttable. It's just you're gonna probably have some issues if you're driving down the highway and you've got like 6 of these. Hello,
Sometimes
officer.
walking down the street with one of these is a little awkward when someone knows what it is. Fortunately, we live in New York and people don't know what a gun case looks like. But like in Texas, they're gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Officer, I swear I'm just a
But see,
nerd.
it's all legal.
It is.
It's not illegal to own a gun case or anything like that. And the thing with the gun case is, think about it. The gun case is designed to transport securely a multi-hundred to several $1,000 item.
Yep.
So it's
That
gonna
can kill people if accidentally dropped.
yes, that you want to make sure if it's you're sure you never transport it loaded. But
Yeah.
I'll do gun safety another time if you really want. Put it in the comments if you want it. But the point is, you don't want that getting a blemish on it. And if it can do that, it's gonna hold, one like Battlefield Gothic, perfect example. A couple of models, you cut it, don't cut it. It's gonna hold it securely where you can, beat somebody to death with that case,
Yep.
and the model will be fine. It's designed to do that.
I've seen it.
The
ahead.
downfall
I've done
is that they can get very expensive, especially if you want to get. You're thinking, that's small. Let me get a rifle case. Those get expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And still, you're having a limit. The
Though I
limitation
will
of
say,
one level.
there's nothing as cool as seeing someone walk in with a rifle case full of Tyranids. Just saying.
It's true. And it's very true.
If anyone wants to get a General Price's case that can support a single handgun, is about $10 to $15,
Yes.
roughly. Now, there's one classic option, especially for 40K, which is the Games Workshop series of cases.
Games Workshop, being an all-inclusive company of making pretty much everything you need to play the game, makes their own transport cases. These are actually classic examples. Like Wargaming, when it first started in hard cases.
Yep.
It has evolved since then. And if you notice, we still got that handgun style foam.
Yeah.
It turns out that really the key to any case is this crap. Good foam is the most important part. when it comes down to everything else.
Now,
What
you
foam
notice,
does is it absorbs impact.
now you notice the limitation of this big case is that it's very large in terms of width, and it's not very deep. They don't make them too deep because it gets heavy and it will slide a bit and shimmy,
Yeah.
especially because when you're transporting it up. Notice the models are designed to be laid down. So when you go up,
be a
it's still
little
not the
wonky.
best. You have to be a little careful, but this is the classic. This has been the example. If you see some veteran wargamers, they'll have no name, like black, red cases with like red and black foam in
I
there.
remember those old
Just
ones.
like that, the old cases. That's because this is how it was done. But change is good.
No.
No, lies.
Very good. It's good.
Probably,
Stop.
probably now the most generic, the first thing people think about when they think Army transports is the
Army transport.
This is Sable Designs. It's
Sable
called the
Design.
Army. They're the Army Transport people. It's Sable Designs. Sable Designs. When I first got into wargaming, aside from seeing this, that was the only thing on the market. Battle
Yeah.
foam did not exist. Now Sable Designs has upped their game a bit. They still produce all the same cases they make. This is the motor pool. I'm not doing an ad, but this is a fantastic generic one to get.
I think
Sponsor
we
us,
all love
please.
this.
I think most people who have like fairly decent sized
Yeah.
armies have at least one motor pool in their collection.
They have upped their game, like I said. They will do custom like embroidery on the thing. So if you want to
It's
get like
pretty cool.
a symbol on it now, you can
Yeah,
do that.
Which is important because they all look the same.
Yeah.
They really do.
But
See,
what's great and what makes these so generic now for most people is that they're all encumbering.
Encompassing?
Encompassing, yes.
Encumbering.
Uh-huh.
They will be encumbering if you put a lot of
yeah,
pewter
if you have
models
enough
on.
Yes.
points,
That's full
you
of
know.
pewter. It's very encumbering.
Pewter?
They've got
Pewter.
sections here.
I can't talk.
They've got sections here to carry your dice, your tape measures, your psychic power decks.
Templates,
You've got a top case here which can hold your codexes.
your army list, your FAQ printout, your quick reference sheet, your small little rule book.
It's perfect size for thin books.
It's very good for codices,
Yes.
They've got a little thing here if you want to put your templates in here with it.
peripherals, and whatnot.
And they can hold quite a bit of foam on this.
Yeah.
Like, how many points are you holding?
This still holds 1850. I have to redo it again because I've added some models. They don't fit right with my foam, but it holds a lot.
One thing this one is missing that it does come with is
No.
a very flexible little piece of foam that
goes
goes
over the
over
top.
this. This
Yeah.
just keeps models from bouncing around. It's,
I lost that.
those are important. I mean, you can transport it fine without it, but those really keep the models in their place without
Yeah.
touching the more abrasive.
And what's great
material.
about Army Transport is they usually you can get either with or without foam
Yes.
with these guys, so you don't have to buy the foam that they put in. You can get your own if you already have your own trays. Like I tend to do is I tend to buy trays first and then get the bag later.
Which is a very good idea. At the very least, get trays because you can put those trays in that box and it's okay.
Yep.
Another-
they use,
it's also
they use
a-
the regular pluck foam.
Yep,
Like,
plug foam is where you have to pluck in. You can customize.
Honestly,
the
it's a good
pieces.
idea. Also, if you don't know how much space your army's going to take up, just getting the foam first, laying everything out, getting everything into the foam, and then saying what bag will fit all of this.
Yeah, you'll know what you need.
Yeah.
You might have noticed that it resembles luggage. Because luggage is built to carry everything you need. Your shoes, your toiletries, your clothes, your passport, your
Whatever.
things we can't talk about on a family-friendly show.
And guess what?
And there's reason.
yeah,
Because,
they work.
exactly,
Yeah.
it works. It's a good design. As a result, if you have luggage and you have foam,
You gotta transport.
you have a transport.
Yep.
Exactly.
I think actually the division is
division bag is
a
pretty much
luggage
a
bag.
piece of
it's a
luggage.
carry-on bag.
Now,
Yeah, it's got wheels and the handle and everything.
going with Sable Designs, there's another company, Battle Foam, which is, I don't want to say new to the market anymore, they're kind of veterans now, but they were new because this has been around. And then
They were
Battle
new when
Foam
we
came out.
got these.
And Battle Foam, same deal. They make cases like this, and more for usually green cases or tan.
Yeah.
They make some that are just ginormous. With or without foam, with or without different types of foam, plug foam or foam to hold paint.
Yeah.
They also do what I think is the only company still to do it right now. Still is custom foam. They will cut. I don't know if it's laser cut or
They laser cut.
it.
Yeah.
You give them the dimensions of your model. Basically, you like draw it out and tell them like show this. They will cut that so the model fits perfectly, and they offer pre-made stuff for like
Yep.
drop
Yeah.
pods and tanks.
They offer
Yep.
pre-made stuff for pretty much every game out there right now. I know they're like the sponsored bag company for like Infinity and I think War Machine, but they're on every forum selling their stuff to everyone, and they make stuff for everybody.
The only thing I'm not a fan of with their foam is their Eldar tank template is just the Wave Serpent. Now, the only why I bring that up is because
Why do you
regular
bring that
Eldar tanks don't have the funky fins on them.
Okay.
So you could get two of them side by side. The Wave Serpent design kind of makes it where it's the only tank on the tray. So that's the only problem I have. That's the only thing I wouldn't use their stuff for, but they're a great company with that. And
So Battle Foam, when you're watching this, because you're going to watch this somehow, when you're watching this, you're going to fix that for him. Just for him.
I'll
I
email
think-
you the link.
Well, I think that's when they want, you just custom, because the way their
Yeah,
custom
yeah.
thing is you plop it on a piece of paper, you put a Sharpie next to it, and you draw the outline, and you go, make foam for this.
Which
and
is
they
cool.
Do.
Yeah.
Yep.
One
That's
of
very
interest-
cool.
They also use plug foam. Now, they may not fit 100% perfectly, but if you already have an armor transport case, a small one, and you want to get a bigger, you want to try battle foam, that one can go in there. It won't just spontaneously combust. The foam can go in there.
And also, they do make custom foam tracks, so you can go, this is my Land Raider tray, this is my Commander tray. You can actually identify them with them. It is a little bit pricier, but it's a nice little luxury
But
thing to
the point
have.
of interest is how customized they go. When Space Hulk came out, they made a tray, a foam tray to fit in the Space Hulk box, not even a battle foam box, to fit in there to fit absolutely everything in its own little spot.
And
it's very customizable.
The coolest thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but doing the foam for that, so when you pop it open, everything's in foam and all the models are in their exact spots. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen a carrying company's ever done.
And going off that, there's one other option you can go, which
I was about to ask, what if, let's say
It's too expensive, or you want to make
too
something really
expensive,
custom.
or you
You
don't
need something
you
very
can't- You don't have a credit
specific.
card.
or you need something extremely specific, you can do what I did and build your own case.
Little DIY.
Do it yourself. That's what that stands for.
This is basically, it's the same basic thing. I went out, I bought a custom zipper where I could make the zipper as long as I needed it. And I bought some wood to give it some stability. I bought some foam and cut it out. This is for my Titan. And I bought some fabric and cased the whole thing, bought a strap, and made the whole thing myself.
This is a very good example because he measured everything out. It's not this big because he thought it would be awesome to have a gigantic case. He figured out how he's transporting everything and then he put it into practice. Now, if you don't want to go out and buy the wood, if you think it's too much, you can just upholster or take a
different box, yeah.
Just get a big box already and do something with it.
There are plenty of-
You've seen this, not this particular one, but you've seen the concept before. Somebody coming with a huge army, basically in Tupperware, or a big box with.
Or crate. Yep.
I like that some people that do fantasy, they get like the big bin for like whatever at Target. It's not expensive, and they put like a flat metal sheet in the bottom and have all their guys magnetized, so they just sit and they don't move in there, so you don't even need foam. It's a great idea. It's cheap and it works.
Now, what I want to know, how much is that going to run you?
Let's see. If you're not doing like a super Titan bag case, you could probably make the box for about 10 Titan bags, which is what this was. Is I basically, I found out all that stuff. This cost me about $20 for the wood, maybe $8, $10 for the
Strap.
The strap. It was about $15 for the zipper, but granted, the zipper, I was able to make 3 Titan bags with that zipper for $10, $15.
So we'll say $5.
Yep. The fabric, this varies because I used a canvas material, so this was a lot more expensive. This cost me, I think, $30, $40 for the fabric, but I bought a lot of fabric because I just wanted to make sure I had enough to do the flaps and everything else on it, and plus I want to add some extra stuff
So
to it.
all in all,
So-
it costs around $80 to $100 for you to do that.
And it's $80, $100 to
And
do
it's
this.
big.
And it costs about $200 to get one pre-made for you.
Around
So
the
you
size.
save a lot of money doing
So
it
if you
yourself.
have the
Yes.
skills, which is really knowing how to use a sewing machine and how to use a measuring tape, it's a good idea.
And even then, I could see somebody just gluing the fabric on and it would work.
Well, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Actually, the fabric was tacked on. I just stitched the
the
So I
fabric
could, I
is
could see
together,
somebody
yeah.
not doing any stitching. I mean,
Yeah.
it might not necessarily look as nice as your stitching, but
Or if you don't want to do and build it yourself, find someone on the internet who you know have done it. Ask them if they'll make it for you. Why are you pointing at me?
because you've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
What,
Ask
what-
the vet, and he can work out a deal with you.
Maybe,
maybe.
I can't promise you anything.
Also, if you notice, you can make it however you want. If you're playing, I don't know, if you want to be really metal about it, you can make it out of leather or leatherette or pleather.
Yeah.
You can make it look really crazy if you wanted to, or very generic. You can suit the box to fit
Your
the
needs.
style of the army, and
You
your
can make the
needs.
whole thing out of rabbit fur, or faux rabbit fur if you're not into hurting animals. That would look bad though.
But in general, the idea is DIY can be cheaper or it can be more expensive depending on what you want.
Depending on how crazy you go with it.
But in general, to save $1, DIY is usually always going to be a bit cheaper because when you buy that, you might buy more than you need, but it's going to be priced up reasonably, and it just takes a little bit of elbow grease, if you will, a little bit of of man hours, and then you're good, and you spent half the money.
Yep. And so I think that's really it for now.
I think that was good.
So if you have any questions, if you have any horror stories about
Absolutely, tell us horror
transportation,
Definitely
stories.
give us your horror stories. We'll totally read them on an episode with dark lighting and flashlights.
Yeah.
It'll be like a scary story.
if you have some other suggestions or other companies that we didn't know about, post them
Absolutely,
down.
yes. If you work for one of the companies we mentioned and want to sponsor us or send us things,
we would love to review it.
Yes.
And keep it. I mean, review it. Just
And keep
review
it.
And keep it.
please.
We're not desperate for anything. We're not fishing. We swear.
No,
we
but
swear.
no, it's.
But yes,
it
so
would be a good way for you.
And if you're of a company that is getting into this and you happen to watch this, drop us a line. We have no problem. If,
we'll give you a shout
plug
out.
you. We'll plug
We'll
you.
not only plug, we'll review it and be like, hey, we checked this out in comparison to what we already own, and yay or nay.
We're not a big company,
we'll
but
give you your
you're
fair
not either. So if we work together, we can,
You scratch my back, I'm
When did,
not going
use
to
your
return
turn,
anything.
when did we become sellouts?
it
So,
started
We've
that way.
sellouts from step one.
so that's all for now. So until next time, fearless gamers, take care.